listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina. Woo!
Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Join us.
You all right there?
Yep.
This is a podcast that looks at some of your favorite cult films as an alcoholic beverage.
That's me.
Shows us someone who not seen them,
Hello.
and then we talk about it.
We do.
I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty. I'm joined by, as always,
Your Lady of Libations, Stephanie, or Countess von Frankenberry.
and
Justina, your Jellicle Jester.
she who knows
no
no
movies.
Admiral.
At your service.
At ease.
And we're also joined by our producer, number 2.
Hey, everybody.
Who does number 2 work for?
You guys.
Oh, he works for us, Scotty. That's a good, solid us question answer.
You can find us on any fine podcast app. You're probably listening to us on a podcast app right now. Please rate and subscribe. It helps us out. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/cultmoviecantina. And we're on YouTube at YouTube/Mopcast Network, so you can see our smiling faces. We're also on TikTok from time to time, so you might see some clips on TikTok and some other fun stuff.
Tick, tick, talk.
I TikTok.
This week, we are looking at the 1986 classic...
Classic is a strong word. Keep going.
I have questions for you.
Yeah.
I have answers.
I have questions for you. Manhunter, directed by Michael Mann, written by Thomas Harris and Michael Mann. Thomas Harris supplied the source material because he's not a screenwriter. He was just like, here.
Here's my book.
And Michael Mann made the script. And if you've seen other Michael Mann movies, it is very much a Michael Mann script.
Yeah.
Well, okay, question. What other Michael Mann movies are there?
Heat is probably his biggest one.
Haven't seen that one.
The Insider is the one he got nominated for the Oscar. Collateral.
No, I haven't seen that one.
He executive produced Miami
Let's
Vice.
stop, because I'm going to see none of these. Y'all know how I am.
Yeah, he created
if I had
Miami
to
Vice.
watch one other thing of his to understand who he is, what would you recommend I watch?
Heat.
Heat.
Heat. Stephanie?
Sure.
You ever seen Heat?
I have not.
Has the
Have you seen
most-
anything else of his?
I used to be a religious Miami Vice watcher.
Okay, that's a
So-
TV show, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And this
But
movie is very Miami
It
Vice.
is
Yeah.
very Miami,
Miami
Vice.
Vice.
But Heat is the movie you guys recommend.
Right,
Yes,
so
because it has one of the most iconic Al Pacino and
Right.
Robert
Babe.
De Niro scenes.
When we go home, we're watching Heat.
you like Val Kilmer's in it.
Oh, then maybe
Look
I
it
have
up.
seen
So
it.
Heat is a bank robbing movie with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. It's the
I
first.
like Robert De Niro.
It is the first movie that Al Pacino and Robert De Niro had been in together since The Godfather 2.
I'm out of water.
But this is the first time they had been like
On the same
on the right,
screen together.
and in the same timeline, because in Godfather 2, he's playing his dad in like
They're
flashback
never
scenes.
like
Yeah.
together.
But they're
Yeah.
never like together.
Gotcha.
So this is the first time they're there. It's most famous for this diner scene where they're confronted. Pacino plays a cop, De Niro plays the crook, and they have this scene where they're talking about those issues in a diner. Famously, they were not filmed together. They were filmed separately and then edited together.
Money is an issue with all things in life.
Actually, I think if you want to, we should do Heat on. We'll do
Heat should be on the list.
We should do Heat on next season. We'll do Heat so we can watch it together, because there is a TV movie version of Heat that came out prior to Heat in the 80s, and Heat was his theatrical return to that script.
So should we, as a show, do the theater version of Heat and then real Heat?
We should do the real Heat. We should do
Yeah.
the movie version of the Heat, and then I will show you the dinner scene.
We can do a live commentary of the.
We absolutely can.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the real version of Heat, and then our next Cult Movie Cantina after that is gonna be us watching the TV version of Heat.
But maybe we should talk about this
Yeah.
movie.
we should.
We'll get there. All right.
Okay.
It stars William Petersen as Will Graham. Petersen's been in a bunch of stuff. He's mostly a theater actor. He did not want to be in this movie, and I'll talk about that
And
later.
you could tell because he was terribly flat.
He's also probably most well
But
known.
I think
Which one is that?
He's the main guy,
Yeah.
Will
Okay.
Graham.
He's
Right.
probably most well known for CSI.
He's most well known for CSI.
Aha! Yes.
Dennis Farina as Jack Crawford. This is Farina's third film, but his first big role he had. He's a Michael Mann guy. He's been in a lot of Mann projects. Brian Cox as Dr. Hannibal Lecter,
There's a lot of man things going on in this.
who
I
is
love Brian
who
Cox. He's
is
great.
off to Lecter is most famously played by Anthony Hopkins in the subsequent films. Tom Noonan as Francis Dollarhide. We know Tom Noonan from the Monster Squad.
I love Monster Squad. That's one of my favorite movies.
Tom
like that.
Noonan played Frankenstein,
Okay.
and he's a serial killer. Though he's the Tooth Fairy in this Francis Dollarhide.
Oh, that's uncomfortable. 'Cause I didn't like the Tooth Fairy.
Right, but it's
Oh, that makes me really uncomfortable.
well, you need a 6'7" monster
Shit.
guy to be in this movie.
Yeah.
That's who you
Okay.
get. Then you get Joan Allen as Reba, the blind girl. Kim Greast as Molly Graham, who has I don't know, she's not in it a lot.
No.
And then Stephen Lang as the tabloid guy, Freddie Lowndes. Stephen Lang's been in a bunch of stuff, he definitely does not look like himself in this movie.
No.
So that's where we're at. Do you have fun stuff for us?
Yes. Actually, what I've decided to do, because we have already done the fun facts for 1986 previously. Spoilers, the Teletubbies, I think, were involved in that. I am going to draw the interpretations of Guess That Emoji, the 86 level edition, and then you guys have to guess, based on my drawing of the emojis for that level, what the answer is.
Is she hot?
No, it's called bourbon.
It's like, what?
It's
So
like
the
win, lose, or
emoji-
draw.
like, Guess That
Pictionary.
Emoji is a game.
Is it?
This thing off of here. All right. Where there's emojis, you have to guess what the answer is. I'm gonna
Eggplant.
draw.
Eggplant.
I'm gonna draw the
Tulip.
emojis. Not new emojis. The emojis that they have on here for level 86 of the game.
Oh, live, ladies, not the year 86.
No,
Okay.
there are 10 for level 86.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna draw the emoji. You guys have to guess what the answer is.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. Actually, if we can time this, I can do worse. So if anybody wants to time it, I'll get maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds.
All right.
Sure.
Caleb, our producer, is going to get the timer ready.
I'm gonna do my best.
All right. Tell me when.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Dun, 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 dun. She just passed away, actually. The lady who sang "Girl from Ipanema"
Oh,
died like last week.
that's sad.
That is sad. I don't know the lyrics. I know they're. I know they're. I just have da 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 da. I only know that too because I used it in the play for our curtain music for
Nice.
the scene changes. I found a great
Time.
Oh shit! Hold on, 2 seconds.
No.
No,
Time.
Time.
Okay, first.
Time.
Pencils down.
I might need more than
I
30
thought you were
seconds.
supposed to only draw one emoji.
No. You have to guess what the word is. There's multiple words. in
Oh,
this one.
you're figuring out a word.
This is guess the emoji level. So you have to figure out what's happening in here based on the emojis.
First of all, are those emojis?
Igloo. I've been drinking
That's an
bourbon.
igloo.
Okay, igloo.
Igloo, book,
Is it a book or a beer mug?
2 beer mugs. Oh, yes, it is. It's an igloo, 2 beers.
It's making out, right? So icy beer mug make out.
No, cheers.
Parfait.
No, it's the cheers. So it's
Oh, is it cheers?
igloo,
cheers. Icy cheers.
Ice cheers. Pirate ship flag.
Is that a pirate ship?
I don't know.
I thought it was a parfait.
I thought,
This one's hard. It's 2 words.
okay.
Icy parfait.
Ice cold beer on a pirate ship going to
2 words.
cold beer.
Okay, I want to help. The second word is crawl.
Pub crawl?
It is a pub crawl.
That is what? That's a pub
It's
crawl?
supposed to be a building. glasses, and then someone crawling.
What was that other one?
Okay,
Pub
all right.
crawl.
Make
All
sure
right,
to make sure to really
all right,
present it.
all right.
Make
That
sure.
is not a build. That's an igloo.
That's an igloo.
All right, that's an igloo.
Yeah, I was about to say present
is-
it to the camera.
No,
100% an igloo.
Hold on, we're getting glare.
Here, give it to Caleb. So Caleb got the better camera.
That is what I got.
Folks at home.
Buildings. It's not a pub. It's a building. It's like a.
Also based on this one, we're doing 3. We're not doing 10.
And I want to
No,
know.
you have to guess based on the emojis I draw what the term is. I guess it's guess the emoji level 6 or level 86. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know how that last one is a crawl.
All right, let's do it.
How?
Okay.
Because that's the one he said stop. That's
Okay.
what you got.
I'll give you.
No. We'll do 30 seconds.
No, 30 seconds is all you get.
I got this.
All right.
This is great.
Let me know when.
There's only 10 of these
What
in total,
the-
so we're good. Go.
Da 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 da. Bum 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 ba da da ba da bum 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 ba da da ba bum ba da bum bum ba da 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 bum ba da bum bum.
You still got it. Oh.
All right, all right. So that's weed, basketball, bicycle, or headphones.
Okay, but is it
The
one word or
best.
2 words? How
It's
many
2
words?
Okay, 2 words.
Okay, we've got.
This is the best game we played. I'm having so much fun. I hate drawing.
This is
High
clearly
High
not your
baller.
best skill.
I do lots of good things, but drawing
got-
is not one of
I've
them.
got high baller
Okay.
How'd you get high baller?
because it's weed and
Okay.
it's a high and there's a ball, and
Okay.
I don't know what the scribble is. High baller.
Some of these I don't agree with, but we're just going with the emojis that were presented to me.
I have no, because I don't think that's weed.
It's a tree.
That's a
Okay.
tree, right?
So we've got.
Or palm tree. That's a palm tree.
Okay, so
And that's a beach ball. It's a ball. It's a ball of some sort of palm tree. A ball. Huh? I don't know.
Oh.
Your wife can't draw.
beach volleyball. It's
In 30
beach.
seconds, it's 4 emojis.
It's beach volleyball. Those are 2 words.
Beach bum.
Why are you looking at me?
This is Miami Heat.
Is it?
Where's
is-
the heat?
I will show you this picture of
What
the
is the last
emojis I
one?
have to draw. Fire, and that's what the fires look like.
That's what.
Oh.
That does not look like fire.
I have to base it on the emojis I'm presented.
All right,
Yeah.
last one.
And no, it doesn't look like the emoji either, because
Yeah.
I cannot draw. I can do many things in life. Drawing is not one of them. Thankfully, we only have 10 of these. Let's go.
No, last
this
one.
is the
Last
last
one.
one.
Oh,
We're
hold
not
on. Let me pick one then.
because
Okay.
we're not going through 10 of these
She was
things.
totally
Can
ignoring
we do
you.
4?
You've said that
Can we
like
do
3
4?
times.
Huh?
Let's do 4.
No.
4. We'll do 4.
Okay, yeah.
I'll pick. Because there's 10. Let me
Yeah.
pick 4. Because hold on.
We'll be here all night. Because you can't draw.
No. That's why this is fun.
And we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
We got a movie to talk about.
Libation to drink.
Yeah.
We'll just do one more.
Okay.
Kicked in that libation. She's like,
There's a few of them on here that I could do, but nah. Okay, ready?
yep.
Go.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da-da, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-ba, bum, ba-da-da, bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-da, bum, bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-da, bum,
Okay.
bum, ba-da-da. Pokemon.
No, that's
2 words.
Pikachu. Pikachu.
no, it's a cat bolt. Cat
Cat bolts.
cat bolt. It's
I'm not good at drawing, y'all, and these words are stupid.
You picked it.
Yeah, because the rest of them were not good. One of them had a
that would
shell.
be
I would have to draw a shell. A seashell, so we're clear.
Puppy.
electrocuted.
Can I get a better look?
Electrocatted.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you can see it.
I'm trying to get
Electrocat.
yeah.
That's what.
I don't understand the
Pikachu.
words for this, to be quite
okay,
honest.
then I don't. Yeah, then
It's 2 words. First word starts with M. Second word starts with E.
Okay, that takes me
I
completely off.
literally just spoke about the favorite movie we've done so far.
Negative energy.
That starts with the first word.
There's an
Monster.
Monster.
energy drink.
It's 2 words, buddy.
Monster Energy.
Monster drink.
Monster Energy.
Monster Energy.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Wow.
So here are the emojis I had.
Okay, I kind of get where they were going with the lightning bolt, because like a lot of energy drinks use like the lightning bolt to, but that's still not.
Do you want me to do the seashell?
That was a cat. This poor child can't draw.
I cannot. I can do lots of fun things.
All right. Well, that was Guess the Emoji Justina edition.
Next week will be something different because y'all know how we do.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into this.
Let's do the sermon. Y'all judge my. I thought it'd be fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Should have done the seashell.
Brothers and sisters, gather round. Retired FBI profiler Will Graham is called back to duty when the FBI can't solve a serial murder case. The killer, known in the press as the Tooth Fairy, has murdered 2 families, one in Atlanta and one in Birmingham. I don't know why I wrote Montgomery. And they suspect the killer is murdering on a lunar cycle, which means they have less than a month until the next full moon. They have no idea who the Tooth Fairy is and how they're choosing their victims, so they have to go with their best profiler. Too bad Graham's been retired after being injured by the cannibal Dr. Hannibal Lector. He had a psychotic break after his body healed and retreated to Florida with his family. Once back in, he falls back in his old habits, becoming obsessive, trying to find out who the Tooth Fairy is and how he thinks. He even consults with Lecter, looking for any insights. Lecter's been in touch with the Tooth Fairy via a tabloid newspaper called The Tatler. Freddie Lowndes is a sleazy tabloid reporter for The Tatler, covering the case, and has had run-ins with Graham before and during the Lecter stuff. When the FBI and Lecter's psychiatric hospital discovers that Lecter's been talking to the Tooth Fairy via personal ads, they use Lowndes to create a fake story, but that doesn't fool the serial killer. In fact, the Tooth Fairy captures Lowndes, forces him to record a message, and then murders him via fire. Which was a terrible way to go. Lecter lets the Tooth Fairy know Graham's home address, endangering his family. The police relocate the Grahams for their own safety. Meet Francis Dollarhide, a very tall man who has a cleft palate repair. He is awkward and shy and works for a photography video company. He meets Reba, a blind film processor, and they fall in love. Too bad Francis Dollarhide is the Tooth Fairy. Bum, 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 bum. While waiting for film of his next victim, Reba and Francis, they brown chicken, brown cow. And then the next time Francis watches Reba is taken home by a coworker, and that is not going to work, so he kills the guy and kidnaps Reba. As Graham tries to figure out the connection between the families, he realizes the killer saw their home movies. The home movies were processed at the same company and puts 2 and 2 together. After determining which employee has seen these films, he and Crawford travel with a police escort to Dollarhide's home. Inside, Dollarhide prepares to kill Reba with a piece of glass. Mirror. While the police assemble, seeing that Dollarhide has somehow with him, Graham lunges through a window, which I have lots of questions about. He is subdued by Dollarhide, who retrieves a shotgun, shoots 2 police officers, and injures Crawford. Wounded in the firefight, Dollarhide returns to the kitchen where he is shot and killed by Graham. Graham, Reba, and Crawford are led to the paramedics, and Graham returns home to his family. Credits.
I would like for Mobcast Network to fund me throwing myself through a window to see if that is feasible.
You know what they use, or what
Sugar
they use?
glass.
Yeah, it's a sugar glass. Yeah.
But I would like to do that in theory.
Like through sugar glass or real glass?
Like if you were actually like that person's like, no, they're doing it right now, and you jump through a glass. Could you make it? You know what? What is that show?
Mythbusters.
They've probably done it already.
I
But I want to do it anyway.
I don't know for this specific. Well, we can do like a. We'll set up as a Patreon reward. We'll get enough people.
It was
over
very dramatic.
Yeah.
It was very dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I would try it, like with protective clothing.
Can we please all try it? Yes. Scotty, we're looking at you.
Sure.
With enough money, yeah.
Yeah.
We need the backing of Mobcast Network.
There you go.
Thank you.
I will look in our. I'll talk to our
We
accountants.
currently have a very
Kisa, we'll
strong
talk to the-
connection to a gym.
We also need to make
There you
clear
go.
it with the HR so that way, injuries
We're
and all
cool
that.
here.
We don't
Jump
have an
through
HR
glass.
department yet. I'm technically the HR department. I think it's fine.
It's like, let's ask HR, Scotty.
We're good with it.
Sure. Can we wait until after I get insurance, though?
We're gonna wait until insurance is finalized for Stephanie, and then we're gonna go.
Then we're gonna
do it. And then we all go under Stephanie's plan for when this happens.
So this movie's based on a book.
I did not realize that.
They're
Yep.
all,
They're-
this
yeah,
whole
they're all-
series
yeah, the whole
is
series
all
is-
books.
Thomas
They're
Harris
all
wrote this
different-
after he wrote Black Sunday, which also was turned into a movie in the 70s. This is Red Dragon. It came out in 1981.
The
And
dragon symbolism. Interesting.
yeah, well,
The name of the book is Red,
Red
Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah.
and
And
s-
the other movie is
and so
Red Dragon.
it took this was also was a very popular book. It was one of the first airport novels. So you buy it at airports
Yeah.
and fly with it, and it was a huge deal. Dino De Laurentiis, who is an Italian producer, got a hold of the rights and made it. It went through a couple of directors before it came to Michael Mann. Michael Mann, most famously at this time, had just created Miami Vice, which was a sensation on television. And what he did was he took a cop procedural and mixed it with MTV.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hot, sexy, great music. Every episode was filmed like a movie. That was the first time that's ever been done.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a
Catchy theme song.
Yeah, it was a catchy theme song, and so it was a big deal. And so he got a hold of it, and then he made the Miami Vice version of Red Dragon.
Yeah.
It was, I love the whole series and watched it multiple times. This is the first time I've seen this movie.
Really?
Cause,
Okay.
Yeah, because I had always saw the, all the ones in the newer run, and it's very close. I mean, even some of the dialogue. But the thing that I missed that this movie did not have that Red Dragon did have was a lot of the background stories on people. Like it had more of the or it showed more of Dollar Hyde's background and the abuse,
Right.
why he is what he is.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
mean,
definitely Thomas Harris's writing style. Is he's very much like, what is the psyche of a
right,
criminal?
but I'm just saying the movie
Yeah.
Red Dragon had all of
Yep.
that, and also it did give a little bit more, went into more detail with Graham's and Hannibal Lecter's, relationship, and how that came to be, how he was injured and how Hannibal got arrested. They didn't really go into detail in this movie.
Well, this one I feel like Hannibal was more of a further background character in this version
because in the
Right.
book he
Yeah,
is
he is.
like
Right.
he's not a thing until Silence of the Lambs.
Whereas Red Dragon,
Which is the next
the
one.
Red Dragon remake,
Right.
realized, oh, we've got this
Yeah.
character, we got to.
we got like
Exactly,
They
but-
shoehorn so much Hannibal Lecter and Red Dragon in there because you're paying Anthony Hopkins to be on screen. So.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is you miss that background of why is Will the way Will is, and why is Dollar Hyde the way he is. I like the newer one, the Red Dragon better, just because it gives you a little bit more. I did not care for the Grahams, the married couple.
Oh yeah.
I didn't care for their performance. I thought that they were both very flat. I mean, she was just terrible. He was just seemed like he just dialed it in.
She didn't act much. She did
That's
a
what
couple
I'm
of
saying.
movies and then she quit.
Yeah.
Well, she also didn't have. We were talking about this beforehand. She doesn't have a lot to work with in this film.
She doesn't,
She is definitely a Michael Mann female. Michael Mann doesn't write female characters very well at all, and so even him and her and Reba, the two, they're just there, and he doesn't.
Reba,
I don't think until like Last of the Mohicans when he starts writing female characters like like people.
Reba was weird to me. What a weird character. You're blind, and she seems really sweet, and she's going to go home with this guy that she doesn't really know. And they're going to watch, he's watching TV while she's sitting there beside him, knowing that she's blind. It's just a weird situation. And she just all of a sudden decides, hey, I'm going to suck your dick. Here you go. It was just weird.
No, it's even worse than that because what Dollar Hyde's watching He's not even watching TV.
He's watching his next victim.
He's
Right.
watching his next
Oh,
victims.
yeah,
and
But
she-
he
Absolutely.
tells her it's home videos.
it's home- you know, it's
She's
his,
blind.
he says it's
Homework.
is his homework.
Yeah.
That's
And-
right. That's right.
And
Homework.
so he's getting sexually off on
That.
the experience, and she happens to feel it
Yeah.
and thinks it's her.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
gives into it, and so which is fucked up on a whole other level.
It is. I was like,
I feel
man.
like psychologically that doesn't make sense for the next piece of the movie because it goes from that to he gets very upset when she gets dropped off by the other guy.
Well,
I
it's the
can't remember his
jealousy.
name. But it's the jealousy, but he's not connected to her in the I like you so much as the you resemble because of the way the cuts are. It shows you
yeah.
the connection
Yeah.
of who his next victim is in comparison to that person. But then to be so jealous.
Well,
It's a control thing.
When they woke up, or the next day in the bed, or the night, or whatever, when they were in the bed, he did curl up and cuddle around her while she was sleeping. So maybe for him that was a connection,
That's true.
an emotional connection that he didn't normally.
I think
get.
I think also it's possession.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
control.
possession, and so he's like,
is.
she is mine now, and this guy was, and because he fantasizes that them making out, and
Yeah.
and that's not what's happening at all, and so which makes him rage and kill the other dude,
Right.
and so,
Right.
and kidnap Reba.
It's weird.
I want to back up to the start of this film.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the fact that Will's performance is flat. He is clearly suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. He has been retired for 5 years. He's been out of it for 5 years. He was severely injured in the attack with Lecter. He is safe at home, recovering, enjoying his retirement. The FBI cannot solve this case, and so they have experts, but they don't have anyone who can think like Will Graham thinks, and so they have to bring him in, and he doesn't want to do it. He fights it, and is kind of drug into it. I love all of that. I love the first meeting between him and Lecter because I like how different the performances are compared to the Lecter that we get
Yeah.
in Silence of the Lambs and the rest of the films. Hannibal Lecter wasn't a thing when Brian Cox did this.
Right.
So he originates the role. He does it one way. Anthony Hopkins is very more theatrical with it, and it's scary.
Brian Cox is great. I
Yeah,
think
right.
he's great.
He's so real. I like unnervingly real, and just I like how he's just sitting there when Graham comes in, just like sup. And I like their conversation. I also like the fact that the way Petersen's playing him, he is so uncomfortable in his skin, and I don't know if it's so much the acting. I know he didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do movies. He's a theater guy, and he kind of got roped into it. He did.
Which one's that again?
He's Will Graham. He's the main guy.
Okay, thank you.
He's a Steppenwolf guy, same as like Gary Sinise, and
Yeah.
he's one of those guy actors. But he loves theater. He kind of got roped up into movie roles. This was his first big role.
Okay.
And after this, he got offered Platoon, which went on to win an Oscar.
Yep.
Martin Scorsese wanted him for the Ray Liotta part in Goodfellas, and he turned down the audition. Didn't even go. Martin Scorsese called up, and he was like, "No, thank you." In this time, though, he did 3 TV movies.
Why would you?
Right.
Why would you do that? No, I don't want good movies. I would like to do stupid TV movies.
He did
I don't think that's the mindset, though. I think the mindset is like, no, I don't want to be an actor, and then it's like, hey, do you want to do these TV movies to make money
Right.
in the
Well,
process?
But
And
if
it's
you're
like, yeah,
gonna
I
make-
was just like, I'll
if
knock out
still,
some money.
if you're gonna do it, do a
would-
good project.
I would
you don't
also-
want to be known as an actor.
I would also say though TV movies are closer to theater than theatrical movies,
That could be fair.
He did
which is what
he did
likes.
a Kennedy movie. He did Return to the Lonesome Dove, and he did another film. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he did those 3. In the interim one, he could have done Platoon. I mean, I'm not knocking a guy's career, but I'm
No.
just like, Platoon and Goodfellas are huge movies.
They
I
are
mean,
huge
I think
movies.
he's
Huge
doing
movie.
fine after how many seasons of CSI?
Well, see, didn't he? And again,
Did he do Goodfellas?
no.
no.
So he turned in both?
Yeah, he turned on
Okay,
both.
Good.
Hey, also they had to drag him to come do CSI, and CBS didn't have any faith in CSI anyway. They threw it on Friday nights where shows go to die,
And then it
turned out to be a hit.
Yeah.
Like he thought it was gonna be like a season. He was on it for like 9.
Yeah.
and then he come back for a little bit.
So I think he's fine.
but he's really good in
Yeah.
it. It's like I think he's good in this. I like. He is not my favorite Will Graham out of the.
No.
This,
No.
Here's just surprisingly, this is the first of 3 times this story's been told.
Yep.
What are the other
So
two?
the next time they remake it, they remake it with a movie called Red Dragon,
With Ed
Okay.
Norton
and
this time.
Which is
Ed-
amazing to
with,
me.
with Ed Norton, and so it's and Anthony Hopkins comes back to play Hannibal Lecter.
So they do that after the Hannibal Lecter movies.
You're right. They do
Okay.
after Silence. They do Silence of the Lambs. They do Hannibal. Then they do
And
Red
then they
Dragon.
bring him back,
Red
okay.
Dragon.
Yeah.
And then there's a Hannibal TV show on NBC that ran 3 seasons. And
Yeah,
the third
that was so good.
right. And the third
Yeah.
season is Red Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Did they ever bring him back? Will Graham?
no, he's not. No. So the thing that happens to Graham at the end of the book is something that other versions of the video stuff would do. So in this fight with Francis Dollarhide at the end of the book, Francis Dollarhide has a ceramic cutting knife that cuts like ceramic tiles, and he carves his face up so bad it looks like a Picasso. And so Will Graham just retires after that, and so
Okay.
and so he's like done
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
he's like horribly disfigured by Francis Dollarhide. And
Yeah.
so like Lecter, like in Silence of the Lambs, there's a mention of Graham where he's like writing letters to him and it's checking on how he's doing and how his face is going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last I heard, you look like a Picasso. And it's like, and they kind of do it in this. They give him a little cut on his face,
Yeah,
but
but
they
it-
don't. And then
then
I
they
watched
don't-
Red Dragon last night, and like Edward Norton.
There's a whole different third act also in Red
Yeah.
Dragon. Like,
Yeah. Red Dragon's completely different.
Well, the Red Dragon has the third act of the book.
Yeah.
So we'll get to it.
yeah,
How's your
well, yeah,
face
we'll
doing?
get there.
Mind's business.
But I find this fascinating. Red Dragon does this too, but I find this fascinating because we get 45 minutes of a police procedural before we see the Tooth Fairy.
Yep.
It's like we don't, and then we
Right.
see him like, do-do-do, gonna do my day.
Yeah. And even then, we still mainly focused on the police procedural
Right.
stuff, even after we seen Francis.
And I love every minute of it.
I like the Red Dragon Tooth Fairy better. I like the Francis.
You like Ray
Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
Because it's Voldemort.
Yeah, it's Voldemort.
Voldemort. He's amazing.
And he's good in it.
Yeah. I mean, he's good in everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
They're definitely 2 different nuances.
Yeah, this guy was so creepy looking; it made me uncomfortable. Though I will say
Right.
that the guy in
That's
this
good
one,
then.
Well-
he was like Ray Fiennes is beautiful.
There's
So
Ride somebody-
with me for my pleasure.
yeah. I don't know if you have the behind the scenes of that particular of how creepy he was.
Oh, it's just like.
Oh, I didn't.
It's just.
You guys
So
know
much
about
so-
the Tooth Fairy, right?
There's so much
Yeah.
so it was so much so that the actor had a separate hotel and everything from the crew and cast.
Oh yeah,
because-
Tom Noonan just stayed away from
yeah,
everybody.
because after the first time they shot his first scenes, which was the interrogation and the first kill that he does,
Right.
right.
everybody on the cast was terrified because it's this tall, big. Because he was working out for this role, and
Yeah,
everybody
he
was
was
terrified
built.
of him.
He was like uncomfortably soft but strong.
Yeah, so he stayed in his trailer and hotel most of the time unless he was
And
filming.
the weirdest like balding
That
hairline,
helps.
like
There's the weirdest
like
balding hairline.
like the whole thing is like Dollarhide's trying to transform into this dragon, and looking at Tom Noonan play this for, he's turning into something.
Yeah.
He is like unnatural.
Yeah. It's weird.
And like even like the half mask with the pantyhose.
Oh,
is
yeah.
just like, and then the teeth he puts in his
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
It's I liked it.
I did not like
I,
it.
I've been waiting to hear.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't. So we watched it last night, actually. So we rented it because you had it like on Amazon, and then watched it.
sadly, I own it.
Yeah, I think the only place
We did not
outside,
rent.
like the only place you didn't have to rent was if you have Criterion's website.
Right.
No. So we rented it and watched it in Birmingham. And
Hey,
it was,
where one of the murders happened.
I know. We actually went, oh, Birmingham. Delightful. I'll focus. It was not my favorite. I enjoyed aspects of it from from a like filmmaker's perspective.
Sure. I mean,
Like
man
the
knows what he's
fact
doing.
that, I really enjoyed certain technical aspects of the film itself.
Mm-hmm.
It was very progressive for the time.
But most of what I watched, I was like, most of the time we spent was like, what the hell are they doing? What is going on? Why is it like it's so slow? Like it went from being really slow to like we have a time crunch and they were doing stuff and it's like I don't care about your time crunch. Like the way that it. Keep in mind, it was me watching it now, as opposed to '86, because I can see in '86 how it was different.
See, I think you would like Red Dragon
Yeah, I
better
think-
because
you're
there's it's not slow paced and there's a
It's
lot more
Interesting.
backstory.
It's now technically, I think it would be very, very beneficial to watch. But like, it was interesting to watch the technical colors change.
Mm-hmm.
I actually brought it up because it was us, and we had somebody else in our house. Her name was Carrie, and she was watching it too, and she kept asking me film questions about it because I had told her right before that I went to film school, and because she was like, we have to watch this movie for the podcast. I'm in a podcast about films. I went to film school and I haven't seen any movies, so I had to give her the whole spill, and she was like, from your film school education, I get that a lot. Why is it done this way? So I went through a lot of stuff with her, and it was every time that the shot is with him and his wife, it's blue.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
there's just like a uncomfortable blue. Like that's not normal.
Right.
It's not normally just blue everywhere.
No, yeah.
Right.
No.
You can only see part of this.
No, I saw
But
blue.
at the end,
Well, I like
at
both.
the end, this is the part that you can't see. Is at the possibly you might see it as gray. But at the end, when he solves like the case, he kills the person, like he shoots him, right? And the sun is rising. You see blue with pink underneath, and then throughout the scene, the pink rises, so the blue is diminished. And so I was like, that's important because the uncomfortable blue you've seen the whole time is this like cloud hanging over him, and now it has been released, and now he can live in the sunshine. And then you go see and then literally it cuts to him out in the sunshine,
Right.
Yeah.
at the beach talking about turtles.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I enjoyed that aspect of the movie and the technical aspect because her asking me those questions made me remember why
'Cause
I spent like $80,000
Because
on film
it
school.
still tells a story, but through the colors.
Correct. There are so many ways to tell a story. It's color, sound,
Mhm.
the way you just the scenes themselves. There's a lot of shots where the person's on this side of the camera. There's no space, and then there's a whole bunch of space. It makes them feel boxed in. And every time they were shot like that is when they were like, "We have a deadline," and then it was like, shoo, the camera. What are we gonna do? And then the other person, I don't know. What are we gonna do? And so it's like that makes you, as a person viewing it, feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
Because there's no space. So you have no space to figure it out. You have to figure it out right then. So there's a lot of stuff that I was able to bring up from my education that I spent lots of money on that I appreciated, but the movie itself annoyed me.
I like I like both of the films. I like Manhunter and I like Red Dragon because I think it's a fascinating story. I like different aspects of them for different reasons, and like together, I think I can make a perfect movie out of it if I could just kind of mash
Maybe
them
with the
together.
book ending at some
Well,
point.
yeah, I think the book ending is stronger, which Red Dragon is the book ending, and
Yeah.
so I think it's stronger than the weird superhero ending that Michael Mann insists on having. And that's your glass.
I
thing.
think
Well,
that was also
Yeah.
a product of the time.
sure, absolutely.
Because like Miami
You have to keep that
Vice
in
and stuff,
perspective
like
as
Miami
well.
Vice
But-
and stuff like that influenced
So-
that type of ending.
One of the neat things that I like that they keep Will Graham's so alienated because he's this profiler. He goes in these people's houses, these victims' houses, and trying to recreate the crime, thinking about. But the shots are just him going through, and it's his narrative.
Right.
And no one does that. Even now, people don't do that. They don't do the self-narrative kind of thing with
It's
it.
hard.
And it worked because I'm like, okay, first of all, this guy's a freak. There's something clearly wrong with him.
Right.
He's
Which Lecter points out and tries to use against him.
right. And there's something clearly wrong with this guy.
Oh, he's just one stitch of moral away from being a serial killer.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why he
and
understands him so much.
It's something that like I don't think either of the movies go over, but the Hannibal show
Yeah.
definitely goes over and is like he's a step away from being
Well,
like Hannibal.
I mean, that being
Oh,
said,
yeah.
the Hannibal show has the best Will Graham.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the best Will
It's the
Graham.
best Will
Who
Graham.
played him?
I can't remember.
I got it.
But
the Hannibal show. What was it on?
NBC.
NBC.
It was so
So
good.
Peacock.
Yeah, I think it's on Peacock. If you're on Peacock and Hulu, you can get it. It's 3 seasons. It's great.
I want to
Had,
watch that because I've heard about it. I
Mads-
love the Hannibal
Mads Mikkelsen
story.
Yeah,
is
Mads
the Hannibal.
Mikkelsen
He's-
plays
Mads
the
Mikkelsen.
Hannibal.
He's probably my
He's
favorite
so
Hannibal
good.
too,
Oh,
so.
he's amazing.
Hugh
but I think-
Dancy.
I feel
yes,
Yeah,
you dancing.
Hugh Dan-
most things like that, most serial killers, like there's that small piece like with profilers where it's like if you can get into the mind of the serial killer and you can approach the way that they approach things,
Right.
like, there is also something fundamentally askew. I'm not gonna say wrong because they're obviously doing good things. They're doing great things.
Right.
But there's something where you can put yourself on their level. You just know enough to pull back from actually like putting people in a well and giving them lotion to rub on themselves. Like you know where the line is. But those scenes I did enjoy.
Right.
Where he walked through the house because it was uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
But think about like if you put yourself in that position, anybody putting yourself in that position where you have to walk through a house of that serial killer has been there. Think about walking through any museum where you've seen a piece of art that someone's touched. It's just weird. Even if you don't care about the art or the person that touched it, somebody touched that 100 years ago. It's really weird and uncomfortable if you think about it. Now put yourself in. You're walking in the night in somebody's house as if you were someone going to kill someone, and you walk into the room where it's happened. It's unsettling.
Right, and
he
you've-
did really
and you've
well with
gotta,
it.
Gotta figure out why they did things so
Yeah.
they can solve this.
It's unsettling.
the
He did
killers-
well with that.
I like, my favorite scene in the whole movie is we have a piece of toilet paper, and we have an hour,
That's the
Right.
weirdest fucking thing I've ever
and it's
saw.
like, first of all, if you know the logistics, they're in Atlanta when this happens.
Yep.
Right.
The toilet paper is in Baltimore,
There's no way they could.
and so they have to get it from Baltimore to Atlanta. Or I guess they're in D.C., but they got to get it
Yeah.
Baltimore, D.C., run it, and then they got to go because he ends up going back to
Right.
Atlanta.
and
Yeah.
make sure that toilet paper gets in his stall or
Right,
cell
and
or
like-
whatever.
But they
Nobody
right,
focuses
right.
on
But
it.
I like how you're right. They do a lot of tight shots on that because you're right. You have no time to think about it. It's
Right.
like, all right, I need.
We got this.
I
Let's
got-
go.
I got to get hair real
Yeah.
quick,
Yep.
They're like, let's go.
and they walk it through, and I kind of feel like I'm in the team. I'm just all right.
Yeah.
What I do? What do you need me to do, Chief? I'm.
I mean, it's the same thing with when they're trying to get the book, try to figure out the book
figure
code.
out the book code. It's like
Yeah.
clearly Lecter's going to have something that he can find it with. That stuff's all clever. I like that whole run.
This is why I like doing escape rooms. It's the same kind
Because
of
it was
thing.
like that,
it's,
right?
it's that level of tension where it's like,
Yeah.
this is so
You gotta
simple.
solve,
Let's go.
solve all these puzzles in order to.
I think, and we'll next season when we do Red Dragon, we'll so you can see it. But I think they handle this better than they do in Red Dragon. Red Dragon, they do a lot of, they show you Hannibal waiting, and like you see Hannibal like not having it, and I don't need to see that. I need just I just need to, I gotta find out who this Tooth Fairy guy is. I just want to know who the Tooth Fairy guy is.
They talk about the Tooth Fairy and the Red Dragon too.
yeah, it's
yeah.
the same
It's
story.
the same
Same
story.
story.
It's
Okay.
the same exact story. Even some of the same dialogue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
some
taken from the
dialogue.
book.
But because they take it from the book.
Right.
But like I said, the difference is there's a lot more backstory on the characters, so you understand why they're the way they are.
The Tooth Fairy is not the person that puts the person in the well or they
No.
get the
no.
hose.
No.
So that's
That's
Silence of the
Buffalo
Lamb.
Bill.
That's
a
Buffalo
different
See,
Bill.
the way
Buffalo
that
Bill.
that was approached, like it started, I was like, oh, he's about to give him some lotion.
Yeah.
And I think before Derby White fell asleep, she was like, that's a different person. I was like, I don't know. He's
So-
acting
so-
really much like he's about to give him some lotion.
So there are 3 serial killers in the books that in the series of books
Yeah.
that he's done. So there's the Nebraska Shriek or whatever that was, Idaho Shriek or whatever. That's the one that Will Graham catches before the Hannibal stuff.
Okay.
And they do that. That's first season Red Dragon, but
Right.
first season Hannibal
Right.
is that. But it's covered a little bit in Red Dragon because in the book he goes, this is how we got here.
Right.
That you've got Hannibal, and you got Tooth Fairy, and then you've got
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. That's the
Yeah.
ones you got.
so it is connected to that
yeah.
grouping, though.
Yeah.
Like, because of the way that he approached it, it was like
No,
it
this
felt
guy and
very-
Buffalo Bill are not.
No,
connected.
not to this movie.
No.
Not to
Oh, yeah.
those two people.
Yeah, but they're both connected to
But
Lecter.
in
though.
In
series,
the
they're
overall
connected.
series, yeah.
Because I was like, that feels very like, I'll give you put the lotion on, or I'll
Yeah.
give you the hose again.
And then you got Hannibal Rising, which is a prequel.
I need to watch any of those things. Like, I've seen scenes of Silence.
Right, and
of the Lambs.
so like watching this thing, and when it gets to Hannibal Lecter, where you're like, I want to know that name.
As soon as him, like, I was
Yeah.
like, I know him, and because again, we were in the mountains filming all weekend. Derby wife came in and was like, so is is this Hannibal? Like, what is this about? And I was like, I have no idea. It's the movie we're watching. I rented it. I saw Hannibal Lecter as a name. Let's go. So that's how we approached it. I didn't look up any descriptions. I didn't look up anything about it.
Because that's why I didn't want to tell you what it's about. Because it is a sequel. It's the prequel. It's the one before Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Okay. And I haven't seen that all the way through yet.
Yeah. So the events of this are before Silence of the
our next
Lamb.
movie spoiler will be Silence of the Lambs. So
there were things where it's like, I think this is the guy that caught Hannibal Lecter based on the description I saw.
Yes.
So we watched it, but 86 was such a weird time for filming.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can tell like the aspects of it that were very technical to 86, and that was like the whole time. It's like, keep in mind this is filmed in 86.
Right.
Like, you have to hit that point, even if you're watching something. I mean, 86 for us now is what I would say,
Right.
but for different generations, it might be. Keep in mind this was filmed in the 40s or the 50s or like the 2000s, like, depending on how old you are.
Yeah.
While it had a
changes.
while it had a theatrical release, it seems very much like a TV movie.
Yeah.
It does.
It does. There's a lot of aspects that it
yeah.
seems like a TV
But
movie.
it's also very 80s.
I will say the music is very 80s.
It's very.
Well, okay,
It's very,
it's very
80s.
Miami
Right.
Vice.
For those that are like,
Right.
I
So
can't speak for him, but for me, not having had seen a lot of movies, it pulls up and I'm like, oh, what in the 80s?
Yeah,
so my
I'd
brain
seen,
went,
I'd-
shut it down.
Yeah,
The music-
I've seen it before, so yeah.
Yeah.
the music was done by Tangerine Dream, who also did the music to Firestarter when we watched that.
Okay.
So they like Tangerine Dream was a band, and they did a bunch of rock albums, but they also did a ton of soundtracks in the 80s. And so they just hired them to do it. And that soundtrack is way different than, like, Firestarters is very, like, synthy John Carpenter sounding.
Yeah.
And because I thought Carpenter did it for a while. But no, it's Tangerine Dream. But this one's like, oh, they could have done Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Right?
I like the end of the song, Heartbeat.
It was
Like,
very
that
80s.
the last song doesn't fit. I just,
No.
I don't think the soundtrack was right for it at all.
The Inagata Devita part is weird. However, the reason why it exists in there, I didn't put this in my trivia notes, but it's Michael Mann was in correspondence with a murderer in some prison
Okay, get it, Bango Man.
before this movie. He just had like a pen pal.
Research?
Just had a pen pal with a murderer.
Listen, we all need a pen pal.
And
Get him,
the
man.
pen pal said he was obsessed with this woman, and when he fantasized about hanging out with this woman, the song Inagata Devita was playing. And so he's like, oh, that makes sense. And so he put Inagata Devita as the murder song at the end of the act. Wow. Before we get, the last thing I want to talk about before we get to the libations, I do want to talk about the plate glass run through. So this movie and Red Dragon separate on the third act, especially. And in the third act, Will Graham in this one decides to run through a plate glass window to tackle the bad guy. Who does this?
Listen, he's obviously obsessed with the fact that he's attacking people.
I mean, why can't you just
The-
bust open the
the
front door?
door.
Yeah.
Or
I
something?
mean, at least this Will Graham
I mean-
saves like a day of capturing
Right.
Or
Tooth Fairy because
why
it
He
takes
just
an
like
extra day.
he jumps in there.
Or why
And
not
then
just
shoot him to
shoot
death.
through the glass
Yeah.
window and shoot Dollar?
Yeah, there you
out?
go.
I just was
You
like,
could shoot
Just
it through
get
the glass.
snipers.
I kind of go. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm watching, going, is he gonna run through the plate glass? He's gonna run.
You know that.
Run,
like,
Forrest, run.
you know that symbolism, right? Because the whole movie has to do with mirrors
Yep.
Yep.
and the broken glass. His broken glass is clear,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have to see himself reflected.
I gotcha.
It's all symbolism.
Sure.
Yeah.
That whole movie was symbolism. like that's literally everything
There's
done
a-
in that
there's a
is
lot of it.
ridiculous, but because
Yeah.
it's all symbolism.
Right.
The lighting is symbolism. The shot setup is symbolism. So him running through the glass and the glass breaking while the dude's holding glass is symbolism. It's annoying. It doesn't make any sense, which is why I don't like it.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, symbolism for
Sometimes
symbolism's
symbolism
sake.
doesn't make sense
Yeah.
for symbolism's sake if it doesn't feel natural.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. Like I said, I like this movie overall. It is
I won't watch it again.
but I like both of them. But I like neither one of them as much as I like Silence of the Lambs.
Who plays the cop?
Dennis Farina.
What other things has he been in? Because I recognize him and I do like
He's
him.
in a lot of stuff.
Because I like him. Is he in like a, I don't know, NCIS or?
No,
No.
he's no longer with us either. He passed away a few years ago.
Poor man.
He's a Chicago police officer who turned actor,
the best kind of actor.
and so
to do those
he's
jobs.
been in a bunch of stuff. I like him in Snatch.
Because he has like the gray hair,
I
but
love Snatch.
the
he's great
black
in Snatch
beard.
too. So
That's what I know him from. Because we've used Snatch a lot in our work.
yes, and so Snatch. He's good in Snatch.
He was
he's
in
also
Saving Private Ryan.
I've seen that as well.
yeah. Who's he in?
He's Lieutenant Colonel Walter Anderson.
I guess he's in that one.
Daddy ain't got no legs.
I like. There's a movie called Bottle Shock with him and Snape.
Snape.
Oh.
Snape.
Severus
Severus Snape.
Snape.
Dumbledore.
I saw
Alan.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Yeah, Alan Rickman. I just rewatched it recently. Chris Pine. And it's really good. It's about
I'm
winemaking.
disappointed.
I saw
I've
that
been drinking
Cabin
bourbon
in
all
the
day.
Woods with Ron Weasley.
Ron
Mm-hmm.
Weasley.
He was also
Oh,
in
Knock
a-
at the Cabin, right?
Harry
Knock at the
Potter.
Cabin.
Knock in the
Harry
Cabin.
Wasn't it
Potter.
good?
It was.
Harry
It
Potter.
was really good.
Man, Knock at the Cabin's so good.
Weird.
Dennis Farina.
Knock
was
at the Cabin's dope.
Dennis Farina was also in
It
Law and
wasn't
Order.
bad. It was just
Yeah.
weird. God.
I really like
I
Knock
love
at the
Batista.
Yeah,
I like they're like,
Batista's
you
great.
were just coming at us.
I like.
No, you guys are chosen.
No, the fact that first of all, when Batista
Has
said
King
it,
George in it.
when Batista was like, "Oh, I'm a second grade teacher," I'm like, "There's no way he's a second." And then when he's trying to talk to the little girl, I'm like, "Oh my god, he talks second grade."
It's such a good movie. It broke my heart.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
God, it broke my heart.
Yeah, it was sad.
It was so sad.
Libation
It
time
was
before
so
we
Yeah.
get.
sad.
All right.
King George.
So I brought stuff.
Oh, what you got?
I'm still doing the. We're gonna drink stuff that I have.
Clean
in my
out the house. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
As you
appreciate
should.
and
because
love
there's
you.
so much liquor.
Thank you, Jamie and Stephanie, and your liquor cabinet.
I have decided to do a version of an old fashioned, but we're gonna do it with a dark rum, and also use a bit of the pimento dram, which is an allspice dram. So it's gonna be more of a beachy old fashioned because of,
Save the turtles.
yeah. So that's what.
Build
we're
the
doing.
wire cages.
Keep
You got
the
to put
dogs
them
out.
under the sand
Yeah.
to keep the dogs out.
So,
What else do we need to do for the turtles? Let them go. Oh, most of them made it. That's fine.
I mean, that's just.
old fashioned bitters.
Nice.
I made my simple syrup fresh this morning from local honey.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta bring you
Scotty?
some. I gotta bring you some honey from Wind Creek.
Scotty, what was your least favorite part of this movie?
The third act.
Why?
Because it doesn't do anything. Like it's weird to me that Will Graham decides to Batman himself through the window.
Okay. Scotty, you made this movie. You did everything up to the third act.
Mhm.
What would you do different?
The third act in the book.
No. The third act of this movie.
No, I would. That's how I would. I would actually do the third act as written.
Why?
Because it's better.
Because
It's
it's
better.
better.
Oh, as written in the book.
Yeah,
it's
Was
better.
it- So this is not how it's written.
No.
in the book?
No,
No.
I got you. 'Cause I haven't read the book.
in the as written in the book is they, Dollarhide fakes his death.
Using Ralph's body, the guy he kills.
The guy he kills, and he kills him. He fakes his death in front of Reba. She can't see, and she's like, and so, and then sets his house on fire. She escapes. They find the body and like, well, we got rid of the guy, yay!
Because he faked his death and
Right.
she thought he died.
Right, and so they go to the Grahams go back home to Florida, and then the Tooth Fairy finds them in Florida.
Okay, question. Genuine, honest question. How many of you have read the book?
I have not.
I've read it.
I have
want to.
not.
All
So
right.
you guys just know.
Well, because the Red Dragon movie, the second version of this,
So you're assuming the Red Dragon follows the book. You're just assuming
I've looked
that
into it.
media has told you the answer. That's a slippery
I love
slope,
this
Caleb. That's a slippery slope.
But I have read the book.
You
so
have
yeah,
read the
yeah,
book.
I've read the book.
so he can confirm.
Yes,
Scotty, what's your favorite book you've read
of all time,
of all time?
Slapstick.
Why?
That's a
It
good book.
it is Kurt Vonnegut, and it's an interesting, crazy sci-fi tale.
About?
The last president of the United States, the tallest, and they only went a divorce while in office.
Wow.
As he looking back on his life.
Is it like a history, sci-fi?
It's
what are we talking?
it is a satire comedy.
It's slapstick.
Yeah, slapstick or Lonesome No More.
Oh, okay.
Please look it up. personal producer, Derby wife, is looking up slapstick. I will look into that. Caleb?
I was gonna say another reason though that I prefer the alternate ending of things is because we get this threat of the Graham family that is never resolved in Manhunter.
No, it's not.
Like they're like, oh, he knows where you live, and then never brought
mind.
up again.
We're good.
No,
Yeah.
well, at the end of Manhunter, he kills him. And the other guy's in jail, so he just goes back to living his life. Like,
Right.
there's not
Yeah.
a serial killer. So, like, the idea of a threat is gone.
Yes. Whereas
In Red Dragon.
in Red Dragon and in the book, the threat is there because
He fakes his death.
the third
Yeah.
act takes place at his house.
Yeah, Molly ends up shooting and killing.
What was it I said about it? Oh, my gosh. When he finds the address and they go and do it. I can't
Oh.
remember what I told Jennifer. I don't remember, but something happened, and I made a comment about it. I can't remember what it was anymore.
I like in Manhunter they just forget about it.
Yeah, they're just like,
He's like, save your family, kill your,
And they
kill the
show
family,
us-
save yourself, and,
and
he's
they
like,
show the cops for a little bit, and they're like, oh yeah, the cops are at,
and
are
then we
keeping
move
an eye on
them.
the
And we
house,
see them, we see them
and
move,
then that's it.
and that was it. It's
Hey, Molly attempted to handle herself very well, though. She was like, go to your room, shut the door, and she saw the shadow. She backed up and she waited,
Right.
and she went to attack. Like, they did really well, but I do think that there more could have been developed. So, Manhunter is the first.
the first one, the first of any of these.
So, I don't think they did enough to develop their characters.
Sure,
and how much
'cause-
their characters showed up in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Again-
when they showed up and they walked by, like, very first time you see them, we're watching the movie for the very first time, never had seen it before, and it shows up. They walk by and he goes, "Hi, Molly," and you assume that's his wife because he says, "Hi, Molly." That guy knew his name. It's clearly his wife, but they don't establish that until later, and then it's always naughty. Like they're laying
but
in bed
again,
together.
I think that's Michael Mann's flaw. I mean, when you watch other Michael Mann movies, they're fine. He makes good movies, but when it comes to his female characters, they're very flat. He doesn't do a lot with his female
Is he a
characters.
narcissist?
I think he's a.
Womanizer?
I think
think
he's a
it's
dude in the
Guys,
80s. I mean,
guys can't always write women.
right, and he just can't do it very well. I don't think he like.
Women can't always write women. to
He,
be
I
fair.
think he's. I think
be
he
fair.
starts to,
To be
figure
fair.
it out
To be fair.
All right, there we go.
in Last of the Mohicans because Madeline Stowe's amazing in it, and then
What was your
and-
favorite Michael Mann movie?
The Insider.
Caleb?
I'll just stick with Heat because Heat's so good.
I mean, he is good.
Stephanie,
Yes, my
What was-
favorite book.
your favorite Michael Mann movie?
I've only seen this one that I know of. So, but you didn't ask me what my favorite book was. I'm a little upset.
I'm so sorry. You were making drinks. Let me back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was distracting while you
That's
were making
okay.
drinks.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Stephanie,
Yes.
what was your favorite book?
Memoirs of a
time?
Geisha.
Written by. I know her name.
I don't remember who wrote it. to be
Okay, so
honest.
it's not.
But I have the book at home.
It's not the Rice. It's not. What's
Mm-mm.
her face Rice?
It's not Anne Rice. No, Memoirs of.
Don't you like a lot of Anne Rice movies?
I love, and I have everything
Yeah,
she
that's
has.
what I
But my
thought.
favorite book of all time is Memoirs of a Geisha, and it is about the life of a
Is
geisha.
that the Jordan books? I feel like I know that one. Maybe not. Anyway, speaking of geishas, we passed like 4 gypsies on the way to and from Birmingham.
Also, not the same thing.
Yeah. Not
Isn't it though?
no.
Also,
What is the difference between a geisha and a gypsy? Are
Also
they
don't
the
think
same thing
gypsy
in
is the-
different
yeah, gypsy's not the
ethnicities?
word anymore.
I don't
either,
think gypsy
yeah.
is the proper term
Is
anymore.
that on PC?
I don't think it is.
What is?
Romani.
Romani.
Romani. Yeah.
Ar-
Arthur
Ramon-
Golden wrote this novel.
Romanians or
Ro-
gypsies?
Romani.
Romani. A gypsy is the person that frees the hunchback.
She keeps saying it.
No.
We're canceled.
We are not. I need to
We
understand
need a
this.
cancel counter on
No,
the
no,
top
no,
right
no, no.
corner.
Are you guys
I
enjoying
genuinely
your
need to
pirate
understand
old
this. I
fashioned?
haven't tried it yet. Shit, sorry.
You need to try
Yeah.
it. It's a
I like
pirate.
the way it smells.
It's very good.
And they are entirely different. Geishas are Japanese.
It
Right?
has like a cinnamon spice.
Well, it's this. So this
What is that?
I'll let you take a look at it.
Give it here.
It's basically an allspice liquor, and it is so good just by itself.
Oh.
Oh!
She just washed the tablecloth.
And I was looking at my wife. because I want to get it.
I want you to know the only thing that I got on here is just water. So
I will wash it again.
wah, wah, wah. Would you like me to make you
Aw,
another?
Nobody move.
Would you like me to make you another?
No, it's fine.
I'll-
No, I was gonna take a picture of it, and I was looking at my wife and not paying attention.
This is what happens when we get
I
drunk
don't have
Justina for the
napkins or
show.
anything, but slowly but surely it's coming for you, Scotty. It's coming for you.
It's
Yeah,
very
get some- I'll get
good.
something.
There you go, Scotty.
I'll get some.
I will wash it again. We actually have to do laundry, so I'll wash it and bring it to our filming. God damn it.
Here do you want me to fix you another one, Derby wife?
That's
Don't
hilarious.
waste any more liquor. I was so excited.
And you just can't
Well, now
fight it.
you have Derby wife. She
Can't.
can drink that.
Legend says that the key was birthed in the crucible that created the multiverse. The key with the power to unlock doors to anywhere or any time. The key was placed in limbo, the world between worlds, to keep it safe. Of course, we all know nothing is truly safe. I'm Josephine DeSalle, and most of my life I've been alone, trapped between the living and the dead, making my way through the multiverse until I found a home in limbo. I was content, except for the ever-present hunger for blood. Then she came into my life, turned my carefully placed order into chaos. Even after the incident, I can't imagine life any other way. And I will kill anyone who tries to take her from me.
And we're back after that little mishap.
Do we need to clap again?
No.
You
I don't know what
gotta
happened.
at least leave the spill in.
That's crazy.
Oh, the spill was
Oh,
yeah.
No,
The
no.
That's happening on
That's
the.
what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the spill happened. We're now tableclothless because Justina, who just washed it.
We'll wash it again. Come back next week.
That's what we got. All right, we have Apocrypha.
That's how bad this
Okay.
movie is. Feel free to join us.
So, Justina, what was the name of the book?
The book was Red Dragon?
Yes.
Oh, I remembered something after cleaning a
Do you know why they call it Manhunter?
I do.
They're hunting a man.
Why do they call it Manhunter?
Because there is another movie with a dragon in the title that flopped, and they did not want to associate with that, so they changed the name.
Oh, there's like a political reason.
Absolutely. It
Well
was not really
done.
financial. So,
Financial,
but I
yeah.
don't remember the.
so last year, the year before, was a movie called Year of the Dragon, which was a box office failure. And Dino De Laurentiis was like, dragons. You put dragon in the title,
That's
your
the
movie's going to
problem.
flop. The dragons are the problem. And so he
That's why ChatGPT could do the job.
do you
of
know
a
why they
producer.
call it Manhunter?
well,
They
no,
hunt
not
mans.
specifically.
Yeah.
They hunt a man.
Stephen King gave a wonderful review for Red Dragon in the Washington Post where Manhunter appears in his review. And De La Laurentiis was like, that's a good name. Everybody hated the name. There's not a single person outside of Dino De Laurentiis who liked Manhunter for the name of this film. But he paid the money, and so he gets to call it what he wants.
Yep.
There you go.
It's fair.
I had thought I had saw this movie before Silence of the Lambs came out. I did not. I saw this before Silence of the Lambs, and so I was reminded when I first saw it.
Okay.
I first saw it on NBC. So that's why it always feels like a TV movie to me, because I watched it first as a TV movie.
Oh.
It came out in May of 91, which was after Silence of the Lambs had come out. And they did not call it Manhunter. They called it Red Dragon, The Curse of Hannibal Lecter.
Ha.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
correct.
they're because they're trying
But
to
it
get
was
that
the same movie?
Same
Yeah.
movie. They just
They're
So
redone
just-
it.
on
yeah,
NBC
rebrand.
they called it.
Yeah,
rebrand.
Okay.
I will insert here the title screen from that movie because I found it on YouTube.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Research.
David Lynch was approached to direct this film. David Lynch had worked with Dino De Laurentiis on Dune, which was not a good shoot for either one of them, but Dino was like, come make this movie.
Also, you're still on our contract.
Probably. And Lynch read the book and was like, this book is utterly disgusting and not filmable.
That was the first of the series?
Yeah, the first one. It's like this, and if you read these, they also get progressively worse because Thomas Harris doesn't like to write books.
No.
And so he kind of gets forced into writing books by like contracts and producers for things. And so
Okay, well, if he doesn't like writing books, why did he start writing books?
it's a thing to do, and then he realized he was good at it, kind of thing.
And so then he was forced to continue
Right.
the story.
He's
Right.
cursed
because
with
he
his
was
writing
like-
gift.
He's like,
Gotcha.
damn it, people like it.
Right.
So
And
then I got to write another one.
but so, and that's why we get the so Silence of the Lambs is way more graphic than Red Dragon. And then he was like, I'm done. And then they came to him for Hannibal, and he's like, okay, I'll make Hannibal. You can cut me the check, but it's going to be the most disgusting book I ever
And
read.
that's why we get the infamous
the
brain
big,
scene.
the brain scene in that, and so because he's just
Right.
you asked for it, this is what you get.
and they loved it.
Absolutely.
And
But
then,
I think
They want
Hannibal
more.
Rising is more graphic.
yeah, Hannibal
And then-
Rising.
Yeah.
gets
Hannibal Rising,
worse.
same situation. They were like, "Can you write another one?" He goes,
All
"Yeah,
right.
all right." warned you.
Semi-incestuous relationship
Relationships
and
So,
And-
But so David Lynch-
and eating babies.
eating babies.
our friend Richard Gere,
Thank you.
thank you, was considered
There's
for
a picture
Will Graham.
from my wedding. The first one of our picture together.
Oh, God.
Where you look like you're going. And I was like, the lighting is so much better. And I was like, I refuse to. Because all I can picture when I see that is you going,
I'm so glad you didn't choose that one.
I didn't choose that one.
Thank you.
I will send it to you.
I would love for you to send it to
Okay.
me because I will cry.
So Richard Gere and Paul Newman were both considered for Will Graham. Richard Gere was about the right age. Paul Newman was way too old to be Will Graham. But they also turned it down. Why? Because the book was the most disgusting book they had ever read.
That's saying a lot
Right.
for some of them.
Michael Mann wanted William Friedkin to do to be Hannibal Lecter.
Who?
William Friedkin. He is not an actor.
No, well, okay.
He is a director, most famously winning the Oscar for The French Connection, but he also directed The Exorcist. And Michael Mann was like, you should totally be my Hannibal Lecter because you are Hannibal Lecter. And he was like, what?
Thank you.
What
What
the
do you-
fuck?
How do you respond to that?
Right.
Right.
By saying, no, thank you.
Right? What in the Will Graham?
I have some interesting stuff. I don't have a lot of trivia for this for the Grapevine. I have a couple fun facts. Caleb mentioned this earlier. Tom Noonan said he avoided all contact with cast members to hide in isolation and tensions between them, particularly William Petersen. He's like, I don't know that guy. I just I didn't really work with him. Here's just a weird thing. So during the filming of this movie, Sir Anthony Hopkins was playing King Lear at the National Theater. During the filming of Silence of the Lambs, Brian Cox was playing King Lear at the National Theater.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's
That's fun.
Yeah.
So there's a scene on an airplane in the movie where Will has a dream where he's with his family and like
Yeah.
he's got the crime scene photos set up
Yeah.
He's looking at him. Yeah.
and he falls asleep and like a little child freaks out
Like a
because
stewardess, we're landing.
right.
Because that happens.
So, and you might know this because you work in the industry, but
Let's do it.
plane sets are expensive,
Yes.
and so they couldn't afford a plane set. However, what they could afford,
Was him to have a plane ticket?
they bought a plane ticket for they bought an entire plane from Chicago to Orlando with the film crew and the actors on it, and didn't tell anybody.
Went full gorilla.
And it went full gorilla, and then they took off and started breaking out camera equipment. The stewardess and the pilots all freaked out, and they were like, it's fine. They bribed them. They gave them swag from the movie and extra cash.
Yeah.
And that's how they filmed those scenes.
Okay, what part of that do you need me to comment on?
No, just like, I think that's kind of awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what we would do. To
Mhm.
be honest,
You're
like,
right.
Yeah.
if we were on a plane, like the only shot we need is on a plane. Like, okay, thinking about our small sort of we're in Alabama sort of connections. We don't have like high plane connections where we can be like, hey, can you get us on a whole freaking plane to film something or connect with somebody to talk about them about filming something.
Hey, Caleb, can you find out how long a direct flight from Chicago to Orlando takes?
But in that case, it would be like a film and ask for forgiveness afterwards.
Yeah, they
Like instead of a permission, you ask for forgiveness.
they brought a stripped down camera, lighting, and sound equipment, and they took it on as carry-on luggage.
Nonstop flight is 2 hours and 40 minutes.
You almost have to,
Right.
because most of your stuff you can't
So-
put under the plane.
So they set this up. They unloaded, set up, shot it in 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
no, that's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like
what happened is completely possible. in
right.
2
I mean,
hours.
of course it is. We
Yeah.
saw what happened.
Obviously, they did it.
but it was
No,
like
I'm just saying, like they could have done it 3 times. You don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
They could have done it. They didn't even have to go to Chicago. They could have flown somewhere farther.
right.
Also,
And not said anything.
Yeah.
They could have taken any flight. You don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
And just filmed it. Like, we need a 4-hour flight. Cool. I'll book you on the cheapest 4-hour flight I can.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
knows where we're going.
Yeah.
Well, they shot the Florida stuff down near Orlando, so
Yeah.
I guess they had a reason.
were going there anyway.
But what I'm saying is, you don't have to necessarily say, because you're filming someone going to Chicago, you don't have to film it going to Chicago. You can film it going anywhere. If you get like a sudden bonus, like, hey, tickets are really super cheap to go to Phoenix right now.
Mm.
Let me get 2 of those, going to Phoenix for $80.
Yeah.
We'll just go there and back.
In this
Well,
case, it
2
works out, though,
people,
because then they can
all
go
of our
right.
gear.
Yeah.
Just
And-
be like, are you okay? We're good. We're just going to film it. Are you okay?
I just like the fact.
Waivers,
I like the fact that it was cheaper to
100%.
put the crew onto a real plane.
Yeah.
And shoot it.
I mean,
Consider the fact that if you were building that set, you have to build the set. You
Well,
have
no,
to
no.
get seats,
Well,
buckles.
no,
we're
sound.
talking about buying, like,
they have sets already.
Getting the permissions.
Yeah, you got plain sets you
You
already
asked
built.
me for my permission.
You get the
experience.
you've got plain sets you can
Yeah.
that are already built.
It's
you don't have
still
to build
very.
one.
You have to rent it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
For
my-
us to rent a virtual room around here, it's like $4,000
Yeah.
a day.
but I'm
Exactly.
thinking like
it's very expensive.
but it was cheaper in '86 to rent a plane, book a plane with not rent a plane, book the entire
Yeah.
plane with your crew, and get and then instead of renting just the hollow.
and
to-
hey, it works out because
You
we
have
got to
all
go to
the-
Orlando anyways for our next
yeah,
shoot
it's-
location.
we already have to go here. There's all
But
these
it-
background people
but
that
what
would probably
what I
be
think
like.
amazing is like you're watching the guys. Oh my God, they're actually in the air when they do that because most of the
Yeah.
time they're on the ground. It's,
Now I want to watch it again.
it's kind of a neat scene.
I did not know that happened,
Yeah.
but yes, financially, I can see how that
Yeah.
would be more beneficial.
All right, the bar tab.
Oh God.
All right.
The movie came out August 15th, 1986. I think it would have done better if it came out in the fall, but they put it as a summer release.
Why do you feel that way?
Movies like this seem to do better in the fall.
Because it's near Halloween and it's creepy.
Yeah, it's-
Fair.
yeah.
so this is like an October, November release kind of thing.
Yeah.
August, you probably movies go out to die.
At
Oh,
least-
here's something new.
then.
How many theaters do you think it opened up in the country?
24.
So 24.
No more than 24.
No more than 24.
I say 200.
200.
Are you reading my mind? That's exactly what I was thinking.
So now you have to pick a different number.
Yep.
Say 201.
Am
What?
am
The
I
Price
Price
is
is
Right.
writing
It
this?
is
Yeah.
closest without going over.
201.
Caleb is the winner. The actual number is 779
wow.
theaters.
That's more than I thought.
It opened at 2.2 million,
Okay.
which in most weekends would be a good weekend. It was not for this weekend. Manhunter comes in at number 8.
Okay. I was about to say, it's not
Number
breaking
8?
top 5.
At number 8 in the top
the weekend?
of the weekend.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Alright.
It is beaten by 7 films. 5 I've got listed.
Okay.
Number 5 is a Tom Hanks movie with Jackie Gleason. I think it's Jackie Gleason's last movie.
Jackie Gleason.
Is it big?
No,
No. Jackie
Is
Gleason
it the
was big.
one where he's abandoned on an island?
no, that's Castaway.
Thank you. I couldn't think
And
of the name.
that's like
Is it the one
15 years later.
Yeah, that's later.
Zemeckis directed.
Give me a hint.
You ain't got no legs.
That's the only, I've never seen this movie, so
Oh.
Oh.
What is that one?
Is it,
Forrest Gump.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm terrible
it's
at
not
names right
Philadelphia.
No.
It is not.
now. Is
So-
it Vietnam?
No,
I don't know.
it's a movie called Nothing in Common.
I've
Oh, I don't
never
know
heard
that
of it.
one.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Okay.
Number 4 is a sequel, and to a movie that Stephanie hates.
Oh.
Does it
But
have
no,
to
I
do
take
with
it
Tom-
back.
Is it Tom Hanks?
She hates half of it.
Okay, so is it a Superman movie?
No,
I
You
hate
hate
half of this
half
movie.
of
like you don't. The first movie you hate half of it.
The
You
first
really
movie,
like the other half though.
You hate half of it.
And by
the
that I mean by
first
person.
movie. It's
Yeah.
not Toy Story, is it?
1995. You just tried to get one an episode,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So this one has to have Tom Cruise in it.
Nope.
That's
No?
That's
Nope.
what I know too.
Nope.
What else do you hate?
Oh, we've talked about this a lot of times on this podcast.
I know.
She
I feel
hates
like there's
this
a
guy.
couple that you hate that I know that you
I hate
but
more
I can't
than
remember.
Tom Cruise and
Ye-
Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just the first. It's half of the first.
I'll give you a hint. You think
Okay.
this guy's a pussy.
There's a couple that you feel this way
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
But there's one
Throw 'em
particular.
down. Throw him down.
One particular one.
Who is it? Think of not strong men.
80s movie.
I know.
Has a big revival right now.
It's killing me. It's killing me.
It's not Chuck
Has
Norris,
a
is it?
great song by Peter Cetera in the song.
Oh my God, that little pussy. Yes. It's Karate Kid.
Part 2.
Yeah,
Part
two.
two.
Which is my favorite of the series.
Yeah, Jamie likes that one. It's actually beautiful to
It's-
watch the scenery.
It's a good movie.
Because I used to live in Okinawa.
What
Fun
is
fact,
his
it was not
name?
filmed in Okinawa.
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
Ralph
Daniel
Macchio.
San.
Ralph
He is a
Macchio.
little pussy, and I do love Cobra Kai. So yes, I do like half of
that
it.
movie. Have the other. All right, number 3 is a movie we've covered on the podcast. Is a James Cameron film.
Is it Prince of Darkness?
That's John
That's
Carpenter.
John
I
Carpenter,
can't
yeah.
keep up.
We've
Titanic.
not. And to be fair, we've never covered.
To be fair,
we've never.
fair.
We've never covered
done
Prince
like
of Darkness
4
on
times.
this
No.
podcast.
James Cameron's Terminator.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know
We haven't
anything
done Terminator
James
either.
Cameron has made.
Terminator 2.
haven't done that either on this podcast.
I know. Titanic.
We,
Titanic is late.
1997.
It's the 90s.
Okay. I'm thinking of all the James Cameron movies.
Yeah, good.
so.
I know nothing
You're doing really
else.
good. There's only a couple more.
Go ahead.
Um,
I'm really proud.
It's a sequel, but he didn't direct the original.
Sequel. Oh.
Gee, I don't know. Jaws.
Oh.
I don't know.
We
I-
did this one.
Is it? Yeah. Alien.
Yeah, Aliens.
Aliens. Yeah.
Aliens. I forgot he did Aliens.
Yeah, he did
100%
Aliens.
forgot we did Aliens.
Yeah.
We did Aliens.
I forgot he did
That's the one
Aliens.
they
That's-
went to the planet and they went inside of a cave or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my favorite, and I told this in the podcast. My favorite story about that is when he walked in to pitch the meeting. He just walked into the blackboard and wrote "aliens," and instead of an S, he wrote a $sign, and they cut him a check.
Yeah.
There
They're
you
like,
go.
that makes sense.
if one alien can make a lot of money.
What can
Lord.
multiples make? Let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I just want to believe
Yeah.
that story. That's a.
It's very Hollywood producer.
You guys won't get this movie. I'll just tell you. It's number 2 is Armed and Dangerous. It's a John Candy, Eugene Levy movie.
Okay.
Eugene Levy, famously
Every time
from.
someone
him.
says you guys won't get this movie, it makes me wish I knew what that movie was.
But did you?
No.
All right.
But one day I will.
I'm waiting for it.
One day I will.
Number 1 is a horror film. It's a body horror film.
Saw.
A body horror?
Yeah, body horror film.
Candyman.
The Fly.
Yeah.
The Fly.
The fly.
Hey!
I wasn't there yet, Caleb. Shut it down.
The
What?
Fly.
Youngin.
know.
The Fly.
Buzz. That was a hard. I
that's
have
a
a hard
great-
time watching that.
That's a
movie.
great remake.
I-
by
That
the
sounds
way.
it's one of
shitty.
the. It's one of the best remake
It is.
horror.
It's really good.
I
Jeff
can't-
Goldblum is
I-
great,
yeah,
but
Jeff
I can't
Goldblum's
watch it.
I can't watch it because there's a part where the lady dream she has a maggot, and I'm like,
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. She has sex with
With a f-
him, and
and
he turns into a
fly.
fly. So
she's pregnant and she has a dream that she gives birth to a maggot, and it's just like
disgusting.
I'm like,
Jeff Goldblum is the guy from
So-
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you know anything about the movie?
No.
So they're trying to. It's a scientist, and he's trying to build basically a transporter. And so there's 2 pods, and he's in the lab, and he's trying to transport from one pod to the other. And he's created this technology. But what happens is a fly gets stuck in the transporter with him when he does it. So the fly's DNA combines with his DNA.
so the computer just puts them together as
Yeah.
one being, and they create a new being out of it.
Yep.
and it's
And
like a
s-
man fly.
and
It's
so he-
disgusting.
But he metamorphoses into
Yeah.
a man
It's
fly
almost
during
like
it.
it's almost
Does
like
he like
Animorphs,
poo-poos?
but
Yeah, his body
he like
starts
poo-poos?
changing, and it's disgusting.
Oh,
Does
like-
he have multiple eyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
With multiple lenses?
I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
gross.
That's toward the end.
I feel like it's very much on our in our genre of
Yeah,
Does he
I
get
just can't watch it.
swatted by a fly swatter?
No, he doesn't. He gets shot in the face with a
Yeah.
shotgun.
Oh.
Gina Davis shoots him. That's
Is
how
that
they
the one
met.
that has
Some
the
really-
maggot, the maggot, baby?
Yeah.
yeah.
She dreams it. She doesn't.
It's not.
I'll tell you what. Can I even gross you out more?
No, yeah. Yes.
So, I learned. So this movie's 86. So I'm 9 when I saw this movie. I learned how flies eat when I was 9.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Flies have this thing called vomit drop, where they
That's what
they,
I just showed. That's
yeah,
exactly
they don't have
Like
stomach. Yeah, they don't have stomach acid, so they vomit acid on their food and they slurp it up. And so there's a scene where him doing this with donuts, and it's like, holy shit!
It's disgusting.
Oh, it's a.
You'll never
like,
get.
I knew that flies
Yeah.
did something gross when they ate. I didn't need to know.
Oh, and it gets worse. So like before that scene happens, Gina Davis hadn't seen him in a while. And so, last time she's seen him, he
That's
was
the love interest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'd not seen him in like 6-8 weeks. And he was buff, but he's slowly deteriorating into becoming this monster. And
Monster.
he does the vomit drop thing in front of her. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, because he just wasn't thinking. He was hungry. He just didn't think it." And then his ear pops off.
Yeah.
And like the next thing she does is hug him.
What would you do?
Run.
What would you do?
I'd
No,
burn
no,
it to
no.
the ground.
No. Stop.
I love you all. Your ear falls
Listen.
off. I'm leaving.
Listen,
Hell
Scotty.
no.
You're sitting with Stephanie.
Yep.
You guys are talking. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. I was hungry. And her ear falls off. You're going to run?
Shit. Yeah, I'm out. Honey, I love you with all my heart, but you're on your own with this.
I hope y'all just put a bullet in my head if that ever happens. Just put a bullet.
I would
in
be
my
the
head.
weird one, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll fix
I
it.
would like
I-
stick it and like go and be like, shit,
So
it
this
felt
is a
like
David. This is a David Cronenberg film.
I think it's funny that it's produced by Mel Brooks as well.
Yeah, Mel Brooks has produced it. It's a Brooks film, but
Good God.
and it's an allegory to it's a retelling of Kafka's Metamorphosis, where the guy turns into a cockroach, and so he does it with a fly.
I don't want to do that one.
But it is a remake.
It's a
There's
book.
an
It's
old
a
black
short-
and white Fly
Yeah.
movie
Yeah, the
that my
original.
mother
Was it
used
better?
It's still
no,
creepy
no,
and scary.
the
No, no.
fly's amazing.
The
Yeah.
fly black and white would be amazing.
But it's different. It's a little. I mean, it's different
It's a-
because it
it's a-
didn't have
It's a-
technology.
Can flies see color?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that scientifically proven?
Yeah.
Flies can see color. Damn it! It'd be so much cooler if they couldn't.
But yeah, no.
But it's also an allegory for the AIDS crisis.
Yeah.
And so it's like it covers that too. And
Because
so
that'd be cool though if they
and
were just
so-
flying
And then
around
there's a
in black
terrible
and white.
sequel.
no, I'll defend Fly 2. I will. I like Fly 2. Mick Garris wrote it. It's great.
Is Jeff Goldblum's out?
No, 'cause
No, no,
they
no.
He
kill
gets
him.
killed.
Killed at the end of the first
Yeah.
one.
So then another fly
It's
happens.
his son.
Oh Jesus!
Because she's pregnant at the end.
Yeah.
And she has a maggot.
No, she doesn't. She has an egg, and there's a baby inside the egg.
She lays an egg.
She literally.
So she gives birth to an egg.
We need to watch this tonight.
No.
We need to watch. I'm so curious
No.
about many
Honey.
aspects of this.
Oh, she's
You've
fine.
seen it? How are we married? What? She likes
All
it.
right, next cult movie.
Oh, it's a great
It's
movie.
good. I'm not saying
No,
it's bad.
I can't watch
I
it.
just can't watch it.
I
It's
mean,
gross.
it's classic Cronenberg. It's
I can't do it.
I
mean,
saw Fly 2 in the
I mean, it's
theater.
classic-
I'll be watching it like this, going. Fuck.
I mean, it's classic Cronenberg. It's body horror. That's what he does so
I
well.
learned so many
It's
things. from
such
this
a good
podcast.
movie. It's a very good
Watch it.
movie. But
Tell us what you think of the next cult meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Gonna
right.
be tonight.
All right.
She's like, let's go. I don't care. It's been a minute. I want to watch it again. I don't care.
All right.
What's
so
it on? Let's find it
tell
right
us.
now. She's looking. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
it's on something.
No, she's going to find
It's
out.
probably on Shudder.
She's already looking.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Top movies in 1986.
Not Toy Story, because it's 95.
Do you want? First of all, where did Manhunter fall in the top 100?
99.
327.
It made a little over like 8.6 million. It made so
I
I'm going to say
say
99.
99.
104.
It's in the top 100.
Oh,
It's definitely.
then 98.
We're Price is Right in the. Okay.
69, because why not?
Why not?
78.
Well,
All
okay
right.
then.
So
Not
did
the worst.
Not the worst. Not the worst.
No.
All right.
Okay.
5 movies that were in 1986. We've done this before.
Yeah, I'm sure we have.
Yeah,
Two-
because the trivia was all
Yeah.
very familiar.
Yeah, because we've done 86.
Two of these we've talked about already today.
Okay.
One of them we've mentioned today.
Monster Squad.
No.
Shit, that's it. That's all I
Okay,
got.
one of them is going to be The Fly, and the other
Yeah.
one's going to be Karate Kid 2.
One of them, number 3, Karate Kid Part 2. The Fly is not a top.
Oh, is
10
it
movie,
not?
no, but it's probably a top 25 movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 5 is a James Cameron movie we just talked about.
That's Aliens.
Yes.
Aliens, yeah.
Number 4 is a Rodney Dangerfield movie. It's
Back
probably
to
his,
School?
Back to School, his
Yeah.
biggest one.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Karate Kid Part 2. Number 2 is a huge movie from Australia that won't die.
Oh, that's the Crocodile Dundee.
Dundee.
Yes, Crocodile Dundee.
I remember that.
It ran so long in 1986 and 87. It just would
Yeah.
not go away. And number 1?
In 80s. I should know
Y-
this. Top
you're-
Gun?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like I
You
was
said it
Yeah.
I was,
half-heartedly.
I
You
was
could feel that-
channeling Jamie.
Right, I was about to
You
say your
Jamie,
husband,
you're
and then you
always
said it
with
for
us.
him.
Like
Yeah.
you could feel him angry off somewhere.
Like, you know it was Top Gun. Top Gun should be in there.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely.
With
Yeah.
our Myers rum.
We've-
Welcome, Jamie.
You know that's his rum.
I
took.
know. I was like, he's here with us.
I have so much liquor, guys, and I was literally standing in my because I'm doing this now until I run out of all the stuff that I
Yeah.
bought for these podcasts. This random stuff that I don't know. I'm a bourbon drinker. At home, I drink bourbon. I don't drink all this stuff that I have bought. So I've got like Midori melon. I've got 99 bananas. I've got all kinds of different rums. I've got vodkas, which I do drink vodka occasionally, but I've got all kinds of weird shit in my house that I'm not. I got some peppermint schnapps. It's like
We were just talking about that today.
that's like I am.
Yesterday.
So there's no telling what you guys are gonna get this season.
Let's go.
For your libation.
We have done 2 other films from 1986 so far, and I did one with Drew on the Catacombs. And so,
It's Gymkhana
no, Jim, we didn't. No.
after that.
Well, the most recent one we did was Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home,
Oh yeah,
the
that's
one
the
with the
whales.
whales.
Yep.
Oh, I like that one.
That was number 7. We did that one with Uncle Henry. Then we also did Big Trouble in Little China,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay.
and then the one we did with
We
when
gotta
I
do
did
the board game again.
I did with Drew was FX,
Oh yeah.
and so we did that. So that is Manhunter,
Nice.
and all wrapped up.
All right.
This Farina is my spirit animal in this, though. It's gonna be if I'm going to be a cop, I want to be a cop like that. I think he's also my favorite Jack Crawford. Jack Crawford's in.
He's been in every
I know, like
version.
Lawrence
This is
Fishburne.
Fishburne's good
Fishburne's
too,
good.
and then it's
It's Harvey Keitel and Red Dragon.
had Harvey Keitel
Yeah.
and Red Dragon, and in Silence of the Lambs, it's
Glenn Scott,
yeah, Glenn Scott, who's good in it
Yeah,
too.
they're good too.
which I like. I
I
like
like
him in
Glenn Scott.
Daredevil. And
Of course,
that stick.
Glenn Scott looking old nowadays. He's
Yeah.
like, I just
Yeah.
saw him in some trailer for something.
Yeah.
He looks really, really.
I feel like there's a lot of original type actors that are coming out now, and they look very old.
Yeah.
You haven't seen them in a minute.
well, because they
and they're-
are old.
They
Yeah.
are.
I mean,
it's like,
But you don't
because
realize
haven't
until you see
seen
them
in a
again.
minute, and
Yeah.
It feels like they're popping up, and you're like, holy crap. What year are they in? Like, it feels like 30 years ago was the 70s.
Right.
Right.
And now that was
30 years ago was not the
the
70s.
millennium. That's what I'm saying. It feels like 30 years ago was the 70s.
Yeah, like we joked.
Like everybody jokes
the-
like, oh yeah, that was 30 years ago, 1970.
I guarantee
Well, it's like what we talked about
it was
That was
in
60
the
it
last
was-
episode.
50 something years ago. Ask me how I know.
Well, you just had a birthday.
I know.
We're between birthdays. Last time you, so happy
That's
birthday
right. Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yours is
Happy
coming up soon.
birthday. Yeah, it is.
Next month, right?
Yes.
I know it's in
In
July.
Yep.
So it's coming up. Then mine's in August.
Let me tell you.
Caleb,
how-
when is yours again?
February.
February. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's-
he
Yeah,
had
we
his-
celebrated mine.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Of an
With-
unknown amount.
in
of age.
July, I've got Justina.
Yeah, you have a whole
You.
lot.
Derby wife.
Right,
I've got
Jamie.
my husband.
My dad's in
my
July.
son. Angela.
Yeah.
Courtney, my
Is
daughter.
Angela, Jamie, and Derby wife the same day, right?
Yes, they're all the
Same
17th.
day.
Wow.
Jesus.
We have this beautiful relationship where we go from 2 Mother's Days now that we're married beforehand, but still 2 Mother's Days in 1 month and 2 birthdays in 1 month.
What day
Gotta
is
be
yours
great.
on?
The 15th.
The
Yeah.
15th. Yeah,
we
yours
have
is
the
like
16th between ours.
right.
Yeah, so you just.
But yeah,
Mine's on a Saturday this year. We got to do something.
Mine's on a Thursday, and the weekend before you and I are actually celebrating your birthday.
nice.
What's going on with your birthday?
We're going to. I'm taking her to Shreveport to meet Kevin Smith.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
No
yeah, this
way.
has
Yes
been,
way.
Yeah, because it's been a long time coming. Because y'all.
Yeah,
been,
we were supposed to see it in January.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's going to be great.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be
great.
great.
Yeah,
it's
so,
gonna be great.
So I bought us VIP passes for the show.
Aww.
I got her a photo, and I got the autograph.
Nice.
So
Mhm.
Please tell me everything that happens.
We will.
I will.
We'll record
That'll be
it.
great.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this is the first. I've done this show 3 years in a row, and this is the first year where I'm not set up.
So you just get to go enjoy it.
I'm just going to go and enjoy it.
Fantastic.
There you
Be
go.
fun. And do you know that he no longer smokes weed?
Nope, been clean.
He
10
looks
weeks.
like he's been like when
Yeah.
you see him in pop-up stuff, he looks very thin and
Well, he did after his heart
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
He went vegan and he hikes all the time. He dropped all that weight.
Yeah,
I
he had
mean,
a- I
let me
mean,
tell
health
you,
scares, they
he
get
was he was scared straight as far as his diet
Yeah.
and exercise
it'll do
goes.
it.
So,
And then
but-
his
That'll do
daughter
it.
helped him too because Harley's a vegan, so she just
Yeah.
helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he's
Thankfully, it's a time in which that's a
The
little
whole
bit
family.
easier.
Did you see the whole family's going to be there?
no.
Yeah, so it's Kevin, it's his wife, and Harley going to be there.
That's awesome.
How
Plus-
long has he
Jay.
been married?
Oh,
God, forever.
So it's the same wife
yeah,
he's had.
Yeah.
yeah. He's
forever.
only been married
Wonderful.
once. So he's-
Wonderful.
says they met during Mallrats or Dogma.
Yeah, it's been a
still need to
while.
watch that
She was a reporter.
Yeah, she was a reporter. Interviewed him. He talks.
He was like, "You want to make a baby?
Yep.
We can go make a baby right now. I'll name her Harley. Let's go."
Harley's making movies herself. She's
Yeah.
she's an actress.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
The other thing I want us to do is, and we probably won't be able to do it next year, when my finances are a little better.
Yeah.
I want us to go to Jersey to Smodcastle,
I
the
know.
theater,
Yeah.
to go see
Let's go to
That'd be so
Jersey for
cool.
what?
Smodcastle Theaters.
you see
he,
that,
he owns a Kevin Smith owns a movie theater, and he's there all the time. He has an apartment up above it, and he does events and stuff there.
Did
My
you see Pablo
retire-
was up there? Did you see that Pablo was up
Yeah,
there?
Pablo was up there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's like my retirement goal is to have the theater that I'll
Yeah.
have it eventually, and to live above it, because that's the best way to do it. You just come down and take care of what you need. Go
Right.
upstairs, and then if it gets rowdy, you're up there. You're
Right.
like, "Why is it getting rowdy, guys? I'm
Stop
right
being
upstairs.
rowdy.
Yeah.
Why is it getting rowdy?
I kind of
Let's
want.
go."
I kind of want to own a movie theater too.
And to be in a downtown area where you could just walk wherever
I still want to own a bar one day.
and then live above it. Be honest.
I just want a place to karaoke.
Jamie will be
I
like,
would.
"I'm
I
trying
would. You
to
could karaoke
sleep."
in my bar.
Yeah.
You could
So
totally.
that's your
karaoke in
next.
my bar.
That's your next venture. You become the queen of fitness, and then you open a bar.
Like when you're done working out, come
Come get
drink and
smashed.
swing
Yeah.
your
It's gonna
Punches.
I'm gonna name my new business BBK. Boxing, beer, and karaoke.
Hey.
I like it.
get it.
BBK.
Get it.
BBKs. I like it. I love it.
Get it.
I trademarked that. Nobody steal
9
it.
rounds to BBK.
There
Let's
you
go. Take your 9
Or
rounds. You've
boxing
earned
bourbon,
your BBK.
or boxing bourbon and karaoke. That's gonna
Ooh,
be
there
what
you
it
go.
is.
Let's go, Scotty.
I like it.
I'll take
I
it.
like it. I like it. Maybe I can invest into it in the future.
That'd be awesome.
This is Sky saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
Goodbye.
Bye.